Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So today I have a build for the Divine Punishment. I got a comment on the Python video. I think someone requested a build for the Divine Punishment. I had a build ready but I did not upload it at the time. So here it is. Now this is very similar to the Fallen Knight build because this gun has high multi-hit damage. And also I will compare a little bit with the Ancient Knight and why a lot of people use the Ancient Knight over this. So let's quickly have a look at the build. I'll show you this gun against the Gluttony boss as well, like I did with the Python. And yeah, overall, this gun is not as bad as I thought. So action and reaction, rifling reinforcement, charge amplification. These will give you firearm attack increase. Then we have multi-piercing sights for multi-hit damage, multi-percussion for multi-hit chance. Then we have fire rate, 2 mods for elements, so fire enhancement, fire priority. This gun has fire by default. Then I have multi-hit induction. So when you hit the weak points, you get 5.7% per stack, and you can get 10 stacks of multi-hit chance. So this will take your multi-hit chance about 92%. And then you have multi-bullet. This is flexible. You can use a few different multi-hit mods here. I'm using multi-hit damage here. So when you hit a multi-hit, you will do more multi-hit damage. And because we already have 92 with this one and this one, we will hit the multi-hit more often, and so we'll get a little more multi-hit damage over here. And it also has something called deep wounds, which does 3% of firearm damage at regular intervals. So you can have 3 stacks of that. So another little thing on the side. So that is the build. On the outside over here, we have firearm attack, fire attack, multi-hit chance, and multi-hit damage. On the course, starting from below, in the yellow one, precision one, I've put recoil because this is an assault rifle, so I'm trying to reduce the recoil. In the green one, I've put rounds per magazine because the base ammo on the magazine is 35. The gun has decent fire rate for an assault rifle, in my opinion, so I put rounds per magazine. You can try putting fire rate if you prefer higher fire rates. Then we have the element core, so I put fire. Then we have the orange fire core, so I put firearm attack there. In the free one, I've also put fire attack. I did not put more multi-hit or multi-hit damage because if you saw my Fallen Hope video, we came to the conclusion that multi-hit damage isn't as useful as adding another element core. Okay, so this is the gun on the outside. A quick look at the weapon specs. Base firearm attack is 10,000. Okay, and the fire is 6,906. The element fire rate is 705, which, like I said, is very good for an assault rifle. Rounds per magazine, it starts with 35, which is again, I think, exactly the same as the Fallen Hope. Reload time isn't bad, 1.55 is decent. Then we have weak point is only 1, so nothing special here. The multi-hit damage is very good, so 0.9. Fallen Hope has 1. And then the accuracy and all of these things are good. The unique ability, this is where it gets interesting and it's useful for people like Eugene, but not that useful for other people. So the first thing, it has 3 things going over here. So we have something called meditation. So when you buff allies, excluding yourself, will grant unique effect meditation. So meditation increases the defense. With the introduction of the external component cores, and we can add a lot of defense there, this isn't really useful now. Then we have praise. So recovering an ally's HP, shield, MP, custom resource, excluding yourself, will grant unique effect. Praise. So praise basically reduces your cooldown, skill cooldown modifier. Okay, can be handy again for people like Eugene. And then finally, glory. So glory, when you debuff an enemy, so this gun has fire on it, so it will do the debuffing automatically when you shoot with the gun. So it'll debuff the enemy, and as a result, you will get 25 stacks of firearm attack at 0.7%, 17.5% more, which isn't a lot at the end of the day. So let me just show you against these Volgas here. So over here, 37,194. Okay, so keep an eye on the left side of Bunny, left shoulder. You'll see the 25 stacks of glory very quickly. You can get these stacks very quickly. Okay, and over here we got up to 39,053, so just under 2,000 more. Not bad. Any little bonus isn't bad. So you can get this without really doing anything special. The gun does fire damage, so you do the debuffing and you get the 25 stacks fairly quickly. So that is the unique ability. It's just there, it gives you a little bit. Now, let's do the gluttony test. So I'll use this gun like I did with the Python and see if we can down gluttony. I know the answer, but because I did it with the Python, I wanted to also test with this gun to see if we can down gluttony without enraging him. So gone are the days when we had to work together to down gluttony, shoot at the impurities that used to come out, and we needed Valby and all of that. So right now, because he's the hardest boss, I want to see if we can just take him out with the gun only, without using any skills. Okay, so here we go. Now we are not getting any extra weak point damage. We're just aiming for the weak point to increase the multi-hit chance. And if we are lucky, we should get him in under just under 2 max. So yeah, like I did with the Python, we can also kill him with the Divine Punishment. All right, back to the lab. So you saw the build, you saw what it can do. It's a decent gun. I've reduced the recoil, so it's fun to use as well. It doesn't do a lot of weak point damage, but it excels at element damage, and if you combine it with the multi-hit, it's actually a decent gun. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Now, let's do a quick comparison with the Ancient Knight. Look at the pros and cons of both the guns. And what I think is a surprisingly hidden thing I noticed with the Divine Punishment. Again, it's not that hidden, but all right, so let's quickly compare the two. So over here with the Divine Punishment, 37,000 firearm attack, 101,000 fire. Over here, 70,000 roughly firearm attack, almost 70, and 146,000 fire. So it just does more firearm attack, the Ancient Knight. Fire rate is similar because over here I've actually put a fire rate on the green core, and over here I did not. And even then, you can see it matches. The fire rate is significantly higher on the Divine Punishment. So 521 here and 705 by default. Also, the ammo by default is more. This has 35, this has 27. The multi-hit is also a lot more on the Divine Punishment compared to the Ancient Knight. And what else? Reload is better on the Divine Punishment. So it has a lot of things going for it. I think what happened was, in my opinion, when they were designing this gun, they probably were designing this for Serena. Because if you look at all the things around this gun, it's called Divine Punishment. Its abilities are meditation, praise, glory. All these things are Serena related, not Eugen related. And then they probably thought, why don't we make a separate gun for Serena? And this gun here, the Ancient Knight, sure, it is also connected to Serena with all the things. But I think initially they may have designed the Divine Punishment just for Serena. They might have thought it's not strong enough, let's make another one for Serena. And of course, the unique ability here is again connected to Serena. You have to be in the air to get another increase to your multi-hit damage. But this multi-hit damage increase is not as much as we might think, because the base multi-hit isn't that great, is 5-4 compared to the Divine Punishment. The reason this gun excels is simply because it just has a lot of firearm attack. So if you see here, the base firearm attack is 16,000 compared to Divine Punishment's 10,000. So it does have more firearm attack, and that is why it excels. But basically think of this as this gun is for Serena. She's flying, she's doing her thing with this gun, and for everybody else, you can use this gun. This is not bad at all. Like, my opinion has changed slightly about the Divine Punishment, because initially I wasn't even interested in building this, but after building this, it is comparable, like almost as good as you could say Fallen Hope, Ancient Knight. Like I said, it's decent, because I actually went and tried to do the same thing with Gluttony with Bunny, and I could not down Gluttony with the Ancient Knight because it doesn't have enough ammo, reload is slower, and it was hitting the immune phase too quickly. With the Divine Punishment, as you saw, we killed Gluttony. And so I think if you like using non-meta guns, I think this is perfectly fine. You can use the Divine Punishment, you can use Python, Fallen Hope. They're all very similar. So it's down to your preference and which one you like. And yeah, if you build it like this, it's a decent gun. For most of the content right now in the game, Sigma Sector, 400% dungeons. This is perfectly fine. It'll take out all the elites at the end of the dungeons and Sigma sector comfortably. Most guns will do. I have reduced the recoil, like I said, so aiming with this will be easy and comfortable as well. The recoil won't kick as much. And so, yeah, have a go at this. It has good multi-hit. And so if you build it like this, you'll have fun, you'll enjoy it. Of course, right now in the game is the skill-based Descendants that are meta. Guns are not really meta apart from maybe Malevolent, Last Dagger, and a few others. But yeah, it's a decent gun. It's not that bad. Minor buff, and it might actually be better than Ancient Knight overall. But yeah, that is my build for the Divine Punishment. Yeah, try it out if you want to try some other guns. It's actually pretty decent. That's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. See you in the next one.